Imagine a man so notorious that his head has been preserved in a jar for almost 2 centuries. Today, we delve into the chilling story of Diogo Alves, who terrorized Lisbon from 1836 to 1840, killing 70 people. His criminal legacy is as morbid as it is fascinating. This is the story of the aqueduct murderer, whose head is now housed at the University of Lisbon's Faculty of Medicine. Join us as we explore why his head ended up in this glass display. Born in Galicia, Spain in 1810, Diogo Alves enjoyed the privileges of a wealthy family. His life took a dramatic turn when he was just a little boy. Riding the family horse one day, Diogo lost his balance and fell, severely injuring his head. Returning to school after his accident, Diogo was teased and nicknamed Pancada, meaning blow, a label that haunted him throughout his youth. In search of a fresh start, the 19-year-old Diogo moved to Lisbon, but the city's harsh realities quickly ensnared him in a downward spiral of gambling and drinking. It was in these shadowy corners that he met Maria Pereirinha Gertrudes, an innkeeper whose influence would prove pivotal in Diogo's life. By 1836, Diogo Alves was deeply involved in his most notorious crimes. Alongside Maria Gertrudes, Diogo found not just a partner in crime, but a catalyst for his darkest impulses. Their relationship spiraled into a series of escalating crimes, from petty thefts to brutal murders. Diogo's method was particularly sinister. He targeted poor travelers, merchants, and students who frequented the Aguas Livres aqueduct, which was built in the 1700s by King John V to provide drinking water to Lisbon. The police believed that Alves stole the keys to the aqueduct, made copies of them, and used his relationship with Gertrudes to find his victims. The routine was cruelly efficient. Diogo would blindfold his victims and lead them to the middle of the bridge. With no railing to stop them, he'd trick them into stepping into the open air. They would then free fall from a height of approximately 213 feet, crashing into the rocks and water below, resulting in instant death. As they plummeted, the scene left below pointed to suicide, a perfect cover-up. Over a period of 3 years, from 1836 to 1839, it is alleged that he killed 70 people. At the time of the murders, Portugal was experiencing a political and financial crisis. Initially, the police assumed that the bodies were the result of people committing suicide. As the bodies began to pile up, the aqueduct was eventually closed. This forced Alves to change his strategy. Diogo and Maria did not limit their crimes to the aqueduct. Their activities escalated to home invasions, where they led a gang that terrorized Lisbon. These attacks were widely reported and sparked fear throughout the city. Their most horrific act was the murder of a doctor's family. The group was caught and brought to trial. The police didn't have enough evidence to convict him of the aqueduct murders, but he was found guilty of the murder of the homeowners. Diogo and Maria faced the consequences of their actions. In a pivotal moment, Maria's own daughter, an 11-year-old girl, testified against them, sealing their fate. In February 1841, Diogo Alves and his accomplice were hanged, marking one of the last executions before Portugal abolished the death penalty. His crimes were so notorious that his brain was believed to hold the secrets to his violent impulses. A doctor preserved his head for study, a study, ironically, that never took place. Diogo Alves was a man whose life spiraled into darkness, driven by a twisted relationship and a mind prone to cruelty. Today, his preserved head remains a grim reminder of his crimes. Displayed in a glass jar at the University of Lisbon, it is preserved in a solution of formaldehyde, serving as a stark testament to a time when the city of Lisbon was gripped by fear of the aqueduct murderer. What drives a man to such darkness? The full truth lies with the man whose severed head now silently watches from its glass prison. Thank you for joining us on this dark journey into history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos.